Hello dear children. Today we will begin with tenses. Tenses is one of the most important topics as so many other topics like reported speech or model auxiliaries or so many things are related to grammar in English are related to or rather are based on the based on your knowledge of tenses. So the knowledge of tenses is very important in spoken English, written English, communicating English, and also while reading. So this is these tenses will help you a lot in improving your written and spoken English as well. So let us begin. To begin with, let us see what are tenses. So tenses are the form which the verb takes to show the time of the action. Like that means that there are three parts in the verb, three parts in the sentence, and like the subject, verb, and the object. So the verb is the verb is the word which tells us when the action has taken place. Because like for example, if we say a sentence, I went to the school yesterday, or rather I went to the school, even we take this sentence, then I is the subject and the school is the object. Now went is the word which tells us whether I had already gone, whether I am going today, or whether I'll be going tomorrow. So verb is the word which tells us about the tense, or which tells us when the action has taken place or when the action will take place, or is it right now continuing to take the action. So uh, tenses refer to the state of the verb. Now the state or the tense of the verb explains the time of the action, like when the action has taken place. Now, broadly speaking, we have three types of tenses like present tense, past tense, and future tense. You all know this very well. These tenses are further categorized into four more types like indefinite, which is simple, also known as simple. Then we have continuous, we have perfect, and perfect continuous tense. Now, all these four tenses are applicable with all the three main types of tenses like past tense, present tense, and your future tense. Okay, so you have future indefinite or simple future tense, then you have uh, past simple past tense or past indefinite tense, and simple future tense or simple or sorry rather future indefinite tense. Similarly goes with continuous. We have past, we have present, and we have future as well. So it is past continuous tense, present continuous tense, and future continuous tense. Similarly goes with all future and continuous perfect continuous as well, past, present, and future. Okay, now we will be discussing all these three tenses in details. So children, here before we actually begin with the tenses, so children, before we start discussing about the each and every type of a tense, let us just see that we have learned that there are various forms of verbs, that is the base form or the root form which we call, wherein we do not add anything to the verb, like the words eat, jump, drink, listen, um, run, walk. All these are the base form of the verbs, the root forms. Then we have the ing form of the verbs, which is the present past participle form. Then we have the ed form, which is the past participle form. So now different forms of verbs are used to show the time of action. Now, when the action took place, whether it took place in the past or is it taking place in the present or it will take place in the future, and also to know the state of action, like it is taking place now, it is completed in the past, or it keeps on happening always. To know all these things, we precisely use tenses. So let us begin with the first tense. On the background that we know that how important the verbs are. So let us begin with the first tense, that is the present indefinite tense. Now this present indefinite tense represents an action which is regular or which is normal, which is true. So it can also be used to indicate the past habit or to represent a past habit, that is, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. every morning. So this shows my habit, that I have an habit or I have a routine of having breakfast at 8 a.m. in the 8 a.m. every morning. Also, it is used to show the facts, like the sun rises in the east. So these are the universal truths which are again, when we express these universal truths, it is generally in the present indefinite tense. Then we also use it for the timetables, like the school begins at 7 a.m. So this is the timetable, like every day the school begins at 7 a.m. So for all these things, like showing the habits, showing the facts, or showing the timetables, we use the um present indefinite tense. Now, for indicating or for representing all these tenses, we have some rules. So let us see the rule for the present indefinite tense. So here we use base form of the verb, or s, as s is added with the verb generally, but in case of negative and interrogative sentences, do or does is added to the base form of the verb. Okay, so here you can see, children, here eat is the base form of the verb. Then here we have added s to the verb, the sun rises and the school begins. So again we have added the s form of the verb. Let us see a few examples. The first example which we are going to see is he dash for a walk. Now we are supposed to fill in this blank with a suitable form of go, wherein the sentence should have indicate a present indefinite tense. Also, this question mark makes it very clear that it is a interrogative sentence. Now, in the rule we have already seen, for a negative or interrogative sentence we are going to use do or does, and then we are also going to use the base form of the verb. So the word given go is already in the base form, so we are not going to change that at all. And he is third person singular, and so we are going to use does with it. This is third person singular, and so we are going to use does. Does he go for a walk? Now next sentence is she dash up early in the morning. We are supposed to fill in with a proper form of get, the verb get, and it is a negative sentence. Now again the rule for negative and interrogative sentence is same. We are going to use does or do at the beginning. Again she is a third person singular, and so we are going to use does. So she does. Now this is a negative sentence, so we will add negation to it. She does not get, we are going to use as it is, as per the rule. So the sentence becomes she does not get up early in the morning. Now the peon dash the bell at 9 o'clock. Now this is an affirmative sentence. This is an affirmative sentence, and although it's not given, but we can make out from the sentence that it is an affirmative sentence. And the peon again is a third person singular, therefore we are going to use with it base form plus s, that is the peon rings, rings, rings the bell at 9 o'clock. Now the next sentence, I dash my parents, affirmative sentence, we are supposed to fill in with obey. So here we are going to use the root form itself, as I is the first person, so we are going to use I obey. I obey my parents. We dash our teachers. It is an affirmative sentence, so we respect our teachers. We say prayers, say our prayers in the morning. Same rule, base form of the verb. Next, she dash sweetly. We are supposed to use sing, and and this we are supposed to make it a negative sentence. This is rather a negative sentence. So again it goes like this, the second one. So here it is, she does not sing sweetly. Okay, and the last example is, do you dash sweets? Again this is an interrogative sentence, and we are supposed to fill in with like. We'll use do or does, but then children, do is already given, so we are not going to use do or does because it is already mentioned in the sentence. Now you is second person singular, and therefore we are going to use the base form itself. So it will be, do you like sweets? Okay, no change in the verb. I hope this is clear with the help of examples. Let us move into the next tense, that is the present continuous tense. It is also called as present progressive tense, and this shows that there is a continuity in the action in the present. So here it is, present continuous tense represents actions that are happening at the moment, which are happening just now when we are speaking. So it is used to indicate temporary activity, like I am going to the doctor these days. This is like for a temporary period. Like the person who is speaking does not go to the doctor every day throughout his life, but since now he is not keeping well, or he has some problem, and therefore he says that I am going to the doctor these days for some days. This is for the arranged future, like I am going to Delhi tomorrow. Now children, please note that when we say that I am going to Delhi tomorrow, that means that his action is going to take place in the future, but still it is included in present continuous tense. Why? Because we are stating the statement today, and the verb use am going indicates the present continuous tense. So although this action is not taking place, or not being in process right now, but still, although it's a future action, but still it is included in uh, present continuous tense. So such type of arranged future activities, when we express, we use the present continuous tense. It also is used to show the activity now, like what is going on now, as we said, what is happening in the at the moment. So the current ongoing activities, like she is studying, you all are listening to the lecture. Now quickly let us take a look at the rule. Now here we use the present participle form, that is the ing form of the main verb, and the present continuous tense of the verb to be. Okay. present continuous form of the verb to be. Okay. Let us see a few examples so that the concept becomes very clear to you. The first example is dash it dash today. Now this is an interrogative sentence and we are supposed to fill in with the proper form of rain. So what we have seen in the rule, we have seen that we are supposed to fill in, or rather we are supposed to use the ing form of the main verb and the correct form of to be, present continuous form of to be. So ing and to be, that is we have to use. To be means correct form of to be. Now what we the form of to be, here we are going to see the first sentence says dash it dash today, and the verb we are supposed to use is rain, and this is an interrogative sentence. So it will be is it ing form of verb going. Sorry, is it? Sorry, very sorry. Ing form of the verb, and the verb what we are given is it raining? raining. Is it raining today? Is the peon ringing the bell? Now the third sentence says dash the boys dash football. Children, here we have used the, this is the verb plus the ing, verb plus the ing form, and here we have used the form of to be, right? Again here also we are going to use the form of to be, which is are the boys, correct form of play with ing is playing. Are the boys playing football? Now children, you must have seen that in two sentences I have used is, and in the third sentence I have used are. Now why is it that sometimes I am using is and sometimes I am using are? Now sometimes we have used is because is used for is used for first person singular, this we are talking about is. So first person is I. So with I we use am. Okay. So am is used for first person, that is I. Then is used for third person singular. And what are third person singulars? It is he, she, it, and common and proper nouns. Got it? Now are is used for first and third person plural and second person like we, then they, you, the girls, boys, etc. Clear?